Hello there, it's Jazz from Reidys Home Music. I'm here with the legendary Jerry Donahue, who was kind enough to give us his time to compare some of the new custom shop stuff we've got in store to an original 1962 Fender Strat, kindly donated to us by Peter Marshall. Jerry, what can we say about this guitar?
Well, I like it. I think it sounds great right off the bat. It's got the vintage sound, you know. It's just really, you know what it is. All the pickups sound just incredible, you know. And it plays brilliantly too, you know. It's got a great neck, you know.
We'll get into it as well. With the 61, the difference a year and Fender can make is something paramount. You notice the difference between the feel that as they were coming into the 60s, they thought, we're going to make it for the player now. And then they started taking the neck down, and just the comparison in the year is what we'll get to. The only thing to notice on here is that Jerry's switching with a 5-way, which is a mod on this one because the original came with a 3-way selector, but it does give you a nice tonal range from a vintage
Absolutely,
guitar.
Yeah.
And we also have the original trem that we've got, and this one, it comes with, if you put, it was four springs in it, so you really got to push into it. Originally they come with less springs.
No, they came with 5, didn't they?
Came with 5.
Originally.
There are 5 in that.
There's
Oh, there are 5. I was going to say, it's quite, and it's pretty, you got it wound up pretty much so it's, well, I noticed that you can do bends without it going out of tune, and if you have too loose you know, if you have the springs adjusted too loosely, as soon as you bend, you know, like one string, it goes around. The others go out of tune, you know, they start, you know, it's the balance between, you know, if you exert more pressure here, then this eases off, you know, like the bottom string in particular, the low strings.
But a good thing to notice as well with this 62 is the condition that it's in. It obviously has a few wear marks of that it's been loved and used many times.
Yeah, the 5 springs.
Yeah, there we go. And on the neck as well, you notice the wood. Just the grain in the wood.
That's great, yeah.
It's just, you can't compare it to anything. Obviously, they try it immaculately. We'll get to the 61.
Sure.
But when you see an original, there's nothing quite compares to it.
When you see and pick it up and play it, you can really, you feel it, you can hear it, you know. You can, you feel it in your chest, the resonance of the guitar. It's just amazing. I don't know if age has got. Well, I think age has a lot to do with it too, you know.
Some people do say that depending on the wood that was used and the particular month in Fender can really change how it ages over time.
Right.
Some people, there's something special about it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we've got through some of the pickups.
Nice quacky tone.
Yeah.
Which was an accident, of course, at first, because, you know, I heard, actually I read somewhere that when Leo Fender first came out with the prototype Strat, one of his cohorts said, oh, Leo, no, that's no good. Those pickups are too close together. You're going to get, like, interplay between the magnetic fields. And he said, oh, yeah, but that's not an issue because it's only going to be a 3-way switch. You know, so you're not going to get that he just assumed it was going to be like a god awful noise, you know. But it's like I discovered it by accident when I was like I think on my neck pickup, you know, and this was in '64 when I was in high school, and I did a quick maneuver to the bridge, and it didn't. You know, I didn't exert enough trouble, and it just wedged, you know, in between the two positions. And then that sound, that nice quacky tone, suddenly I thought, oh my God, what is that? You know, And I thought that was incredible. And then when I heard that, I thought, I wonder if it would do something similar on between those two. And of course it did. It's a different take on a bit mellower, but still got a bit of that quack tone.
Yeah, it does.
And I used to just I think I even used tape at times to wedge it in, because I thought there's no point using any other sound. I was just so in love with that,
And it shows the mark of Fender, where the artists who were using it saying, we've managed, some people, I think Hendrix used to wedge matchsticks in between to get a kind of different tone, even back in the early days when he was, I don't even think he was using a Strat at that time, but he found that, and people coming back to Leo and saying, this is the sound they're going for, and obviously it's modded on here, but in the later versions he added that because people were demanding it. It just shows the mark of Fender and what they do, the innovation that they had even in the early days.
Yeah. Talking about the early days with Hendrix, I saw him, when he was basically a sideman for different people, dressed in a suit, playing a Jazzmaster left-handed. And that really looked strange. I thought, something wrong there with that look, But he certainly fixed that in a short while. Yeah. I think that was around 63 or 64 or something like that, because the Jazzmaster was like top of the line back then, or 61, 62. Then the Jaguar came out. I think that then became the top of the line. But and they were great for just a few years, because there was that sort of surf sound thing that was really big. Beach Boys used the Jazzmasters, and the Ventures, which is like the U.S. Shadows, if you will. That's like our top instrumental band over there, and the lead guitar player used a Jazzmaster in that too.
But so that is the original 1962 Strat.
It is. Yeah.
And then we come on to present day, 2016. Although you might not know it by looking at it.
Oop. Change over.
Oh. And the immediate difference you feel in that is quite... the neck alone, you do feel the difference that a year makes in Fender in the early days.
I wonder how much it matters that it's the model is like a year apart, as opposed to the fact that that's an actual 62 and this is like 2016, right?
Yeah, this is brand new Custom Shop.
Well, this is still very good. I myself would prefer the bridge pickup to be wound a bit hotter.
Yeah.
I mean, in those days, they didn't, it was kind of random. It was a matter of luck because they didn't pay special attention, And I couldn't understand that because, when Leo designed the Telly, and had that bridge pickup with the extra winds on it, to compensate for the fact that it's in an area where there's so little string movement, you need to build up the pickup to appear to be the same balance as the others,
neck,
I mean, these don't need to be as hot because, they're sitting under a place where there's optimum string movement, so it's going to be, plenty of output anyway. But this really needs extra help. And they didn't think of that back in those days, but by now they should be, Because when you were lucky, I mean, they were also not, they didn't have the accuracy of winding either. They would go for like a 6 point, whatever ohms, but some would be a bit weaker and some would be a bit stronger.
With the vintage guitars, it's about, you've got to really dive in and play a few, and you'll find one which really speaks to you and comes out, and it's just...
luck of the draw with the old ones, because if it happened to be that the hotter pickup happened to be in the bridge, because like I say, they didn't pay attention to that then. Then you really had and I suspect that's the case here, because there is more power out of the bridge pickup relative to the other two than there is on this one.
But feel-wise, a sense of the neck with the thing that's got a slab board on it as well.
Yeah. It's got a what board?
A slab board. It's what they did in the early 60s. It's one piece of rosewood laid onto the maple.
As opposed to...
It's a thicker piece of rosewood. People say it gives earlier Strats like the 61s, or if they get custom shops like these, a little bit more darkness and resonance on the neck because it is a thicker piece of rosewood.
I see.
Okay, what we're going to do now is, just so you can hear the kind of the difference in the sound and the tones that you get from the different board, the pickup configuration, we'll go through each pickup selection, and now what we'll do is we'll play the 61 on the bridge, and then we'll go to the 62 on the bridge, and you can compare it like that.
It's got more of the traditional sound to it, I think.
Well, it is the traditional.
It is, yeah. That's right. So whatever causes that, you know, the sort of result that we like about those, you know, I guess the type of wood or whatever, but also maybe the age as well, the amount of years,
definitely,
the amount that the guitar's been played in all of those years. I think that helps.
True. All the factors kind of combine into the end result.
On the price.
On the price.
Yes, right. And the price. So we going to a different selection now?
Yeah,
or?
we'll go to the next the next pickup selection on that, and then we'll go to that one.
I guess what they call the phase tone or the quack tone. So this is the 61 Time Machine model.
Time Machine Custom Shop.
Yeah, Custom Shop. Also got that really nice quacky tone.
You'd call that a little bit more spank on that.
Yeah.
On that, it's just a little bit more. The clarity on that you can't compare. But with that, for a certain player, it'll definitely work in your favour if you want that classic tone.
And it is. It really has. It really delivers.
Yeah.
And it's very well made. It's great.
So if we go to
I'd be proud to have this.
Middle pickup on that one.
Middle pickup.
Or the body holly, I call it.
Oh, the buddy. Oh,
he always had it on there.
Oh, did he? Always? Yeah. I used to use that a lot too. Incidentally, Sultan's Swing was done on that middle pickup.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that, you know, because Mark used that other sound so much.
Yeah.
The quacky tone in between phase sound. But on that one, you know, it's unmistakable, you know. It was definitely that pickup. Because I used to use that a lot too when I was playing Strats more.
Yeah. Back
when I was with Fairport Convention and so on, you know, Joe Number Trading. So this is the middle tone on
the middle tone.
Middle tone.
Not much can be said which hasn't already been said.
Okay.
If we go to the number 4 position now.
Right, number 4.
I tend to use that position on my rhythm playing when I play Strats.
Yeah, it's a great sound. Okay, so here we are, middle sound. So the
4th position.
4th position.
Than on the 62.
Right.
Just purely because probably the age of the pickups and the type of pickups that they are.
Right.
On the out of phase positions. I think you will get a little bit more clarity through those, more so than you would on the 62.
Okay.
to the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Neck position now.
Can't beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's all the pickups that we've gone through.
Yeah.
The comparison through the difference, and you will have noticed the output difference and the balances between the different positions. And as we were just saying before we did the video, there's always the option to get the original. But if you're not in a financial position or you're not as fortunate to be able to get your hands on one, the custom shop is where you'd probably head, because they're all built to the spec that were original. They're all, in the Fender, they've still got all the original specs blueprints for a lot of the stuff. And the way they go to recreate them, they're getting so better and better each year.
Absolutely,
in the custom shop to get to that final point where you'll pick one of these up and you'll pick an original and it'll be near impossible to tell the difference.
Yeah.
They're getting to that point.
Yeah.
So this is the viable option for the person who wants, because when you get vintage guitars and you buy them, some people hold them in such high regard and never play them. This is the answer for that. This is something that looks old, sounds old, feels like an old guitar.
Yeah. And the nice lightweight as well.
Yeah, and it's giggable. You can use it because you're not afraid that it's going to, when you batter it about, it's just going to take the value down. It is yours.
Yeah.
And you can imprint on it as much as the master builders and the designers already have. That's the one.
And it's about like a fifth of the price or better of one of these,
Yeah.
Get one of these that has been untouched, unmodified. It's going to cost loads.
You're looking up to about 20.
Or beyond.
Or beyond, depending on the condition.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you're looking more around the 2-3 grand range. And that's it.
And they're really close.
They're getting there.
Yeah.
They are getting there.
Yeah.
So that is the comparison between an original 62 and the custom shop 2016 1961 Relic Time Machine.